Dapo, I hope you're telling the story about your mom, because it's a story that is so powerful and so amazing that it brings tears to my eyes every time I hear it. So with that, guys, I could talk all day on Noni, and I probably rambled too much, but I appreciate the time to share today.
No, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much, Trace. But I'm going to come back to you. I've got one more question for you, Tracy. I'll get back to you after the testimonials. But seeing as you introduced Dapo, welcome to Africa, brother. We're so happy.
Hello, Nick. How you doing?
I know your story. I've heard your story. Tell us about yourself and then tell us your story, mate.
Hello, Nick. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome.
Fantastic. Well, first and foremost, again, I want to thank God for this opportunity. I want to thank Anthony for reaching out to me to give me the honors to share my testimony. I don't take this very lightly. Whenever you have a lot of people listen to your testimony, listen to your words, I take it very, very seriously, and I feel honored. For me, I have so many testimonies. One thing I would say is this, that Africa is aiming for a change. What you guys have, that liquid gold, as was quoted earlier, is going to change so many lives. So many lives. And for me, it started with my mom. Just for my story, again, I've been with Noni for a while. I actually lost count. It has done so many wonders for me. I have so many testimonies, but since Tracy wanted me to kind of sort of share my mom's story, I will share that. I've shared the story so many times, and in many cases I get emotional, but today I'm going to do better and shed no tears. So on this fateful day, I was actually at Walmart. Walmart is a store here in the US where we have a lot of food and groceries and stuff like that you go and shop at. And on this fateful day, it was during the summer, it was hot. I remember I was actually on the phone about to check out. I was at the register, checking out, and I was on the phone talking to a guy about my mom. At that time, my mom, she had high blood pressure, she had high cholesterol, and she was also suffering from diabetes. And during that time, she was popping in, at that time, 7 pills. Started with 1 drug to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and then before you realize it came up being 7. So I was on the phone at a checkout line at Walmart, a grocery store, talking to this guy on the phone. When I was leaving, but maybe about a few seconds later, I heard someone say, hey, man. And I'm turning around looking like, do I know you? And the guy said, hey, I know you don't know who I am, but I heard your conversation about your mom. I may have something for you. And when he said that, I let my guard down and I was open to hear what he had to share. He asked me if I've heard of Tahitian juice. I said, I have no idea what that is. He then asked me, okay, have you heard of what they call here in the States, the physician's desk reference or the medical PDR? I said, oh yeah, I know what that book is. For those of you who don't know, I have my master's in physical therapy. So I had the time to learn the power of that book. Every doctor in the United States has that book. It's called the PDR for short, the physician's desk reference. Every physician has it. It's on their desk, and they make reference to it, hence the name PDR. Because there's so many drugs out here, it is hard for a physician to remember all of them. So whenever you go to the doctor here in the US, right, they put you in a room, they ask what your problem is, if you have any allergies or some kind of reaction. And in most cases, they will step out and make reference to the book and then come back and give you a prescription. That's how it works in a nutshell. So when I said, yeah, I have a PDR, I said, okay, I'm curious to see if this so-called juice is in this book, because I know how powerful that book was. So me being curious, I followed him to his car with my luggage. I said, my luggage, with my grocery bag still in my hand. I was just very curious. It was hot summer. I said, let me see what the guy was talking about. I walked to his car, and there was the book. I saw it, he opened it, and there it was, Tahitian juice, 100% natural. It was a long list. I said, man, I'm sold. Just give me a case right away. Luckily, I live here in Memphis, Tennessee, in the United States. I said, hey, Mom, and my mom lives here too as well. I said, hey, Mom, are you home? Said, yeah, baby, I'm home. I said, Mom, I got something for you. I'm coming to you right away. Went to my mom, I bought a case. I said, Mom, we're going to drink every bottle. I said, before I forget, Mom, where do you go back to see a doctor? Luckily for me, my mom was going to see a doctor in 4 months. So for 4 months straight, my mom was drinking her juice every single day. I would call, hey, Mom, have you drank your juice? He's like, yes, I have. I said, I'll make it sure. After 4 months, I said, man, when you go back to the doctor, I want to go with you because I'm curious to see what they would say. On this fateful day, it was me and my mom, got to the hotel, I got to the clinic, as usual, to put you in a little bit of room. The first nurse comes in, to put it on a treadmill. It's called the stress test, where they have you run for a little bit and then they stop you and measure your blood pressure. So she did that for my mom. The nurse saw the numbers, didn't tell us. She said, and then steps out. So we just waited. Now, mind you, 4 months ago, my mom was on 7 medications, 7. And she had to take them every day. A few minutes later, we're waiting. I said, what's going on? And then the nurse comes in, draws her blood, and then she steps out. And here's where the waiting game comes. We were just waiting and waiting. She's getting nervous. I'm getting nervous to the point where I said, let me just step out just to make sure they didn't forget about us. So I step out the hall from the room in the hall. I said, hey, I see the doctor. And luckily, the doctor and the 2 nurses, they were far away talking. I said, hey, they're still here. Mr. Desai was sorry. We'll be right back. It's okay, just making sure. Go back to the room with my mom. We still keep on waiting. Finally, the doctor comes in with the 2 nurses. And the doctor says, Mr. Desai, I don't know what you're doing, but we're going to wean you off all 7 medications. Your numbers are amazing to us. She went from 7 drugs to 0 in 4 months because she drank Noni juice every single day. I promised myself that I would not cry. But for a natural product to do this, it's amazing. I lost my dad 2 years ago because he was stubborn and he wouldn't drink it. My mom, thankfully, she did. And after all these years, she's still taking the drugs and drinks her Tahitian Noni juice. So for everybody in South Africa, in Nigeria, there was a training this past Tuesday, I believe, with Brent West and Brent Trevor. That was the best 2-hour presentation that I've seen on Tahitian Noni juice. I cannot wait for them to have it recording out the PDFs. You guys have all the science, all the research. What we have in Tahitian Noni juice is amazing. It's all natural. There's no side effect. You know your health condition. You know how you feel. We have a lot of people out here who are popping these drugs like Skittles. And that's all what they know. We have a liquid gold that can change their lives. Encourage them, serve from your heart, not from your head. And I promise you, this time next year, if we all together, with love, with compassion, with sincerity, serve this product, or shall I say share this product with the world, Africa is going to be in an amazing state next year. I cannot wait what's going to happen. That's my story. I have so many. My best friend, for example, just right quick, Tracy, and I will add this to this, my best friend, who I see one of my business partners is on the line here, Miss Willie. She knows who she is, and Trish knows who she is as well, Yolanda. When I met Yolanda, we used to work together. And at that time, she had a cyst, an ovarian cyst, the size of a fist of a man. She had 3 of them over her ovaries. She was talking. I say, listen, I know you don't know who I am. This is how we met. So you don't know who I am? Drink this bottle in the next 10 days and see what happened. Luckily, in 10 days, she was going to have this surgery. They were going to do a bikini cut in her lower abdomen. And for a lady, you know how ladies are very cautious of the image. She drinks the bottle in 10 days. She goes back for surgery. In 10 days, those ovarian cysts had shrunk. No bikini cut. They went through her belly button and it was sucked out. She called me back crying, baby, Sidapo, listen, you're a godsend. And the rest is history. We have been she's been my best friend. And, and I mean, it's just so many testimonies. But for my mom, I'm thankful. She's not giving me headaches, being stubborn right now, but I'm happy for her because she's doing well. And just seeing her around with no more pills from 7 to 0 in 4 months and still drinking Noni juice every day. It's a blessing. So Nick, Anthony, Tracy, thank you for letting me share. In Africa, get ready. There's more to come. I'm too excited. Excuse my tears, but they're tears of joy. Because for those of us that have lost a loved one to diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, which are three major health conditions that we Africans suffer, we have the answer for it. So thank you for letting me share. The best is yet to come. And I have so many more, but I'll just be quiet. As you can see, I'm just happy for this opportunity. So thank you, Nick.
We love you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That story,
Thank you.
that story, the first time I heard that story, definitely. I was in tears, and it's awesome. And that's why I'm so excited for the product for all of us here. We are actually all blessed, to have liquid gold. And that's the word we need to remember. Yolandi, you said it. Dapper, you said it a few times. It's liquid gold. And Tracy also said it. So thank you again. We really, really appreciate it. I know you were busy. I know Anthony put you under pressure. I said to him, I need Dapper on the floor. And he came through for me. So I owe you, Anthony.
Thank you.
So thank you, Dapper.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Anthony,
Thank you. I love y'all so much.
We love you.